right, everyone. My name is Diamond Rivera, and we are back at it with the place to be with Diamond D. And today's very, very special guest, we're taking our talents all the way to Jersey. And here I have a very good friend of mine, the one and only Eric Cabanilla from Grupo Candela.
What's up? How you doing, D?
Good,
Thank you
good,
so much.
man. Absolutely. I think the last time we saw each other was at Tri-State Dance Fest,
Yes,
where you guys did honestly an amazing, amazing set. Also
thank
featuring the legendary Jimmy Bosch. So I mean,
yes.
like, my first question is to you really, since like really with Tri-State coming along with the group, what was that feeling like? You know, you guys performing and just watching everybody dancing to every cover, every song that you did.
So performing is one thing.
Hmm.
Once you have, you're on stage and you have those amazing musicians behind you. Um, it's a totally different feeling from when you're dancing. But when you're up there and you're watching the people enjoy what you're playing, it's a whole different feeling, man. I love to watch people dance, and I think that's one of the reasons that I got into the singing part of the music, because I love to watch people dance while I perform. There's a lot of amazing performers out there doing the stuff, and them dancing. I admire them for the
Hmm.
dancing to begin with, and for them to be dancing while I'm performing and enjoying it is definitely cool, man.
Absolutely. I mean, it's totally different. But like I tell people, I've had organizers, promoters, dancers, attendees even on this platform at one point or another. But like we've talked also privately, you actually being my first, I believe, like person from a band, a manager. I think that is fascinating for me because understanding the business of it all. Many people just think it's the performers of the dancers on stage and that's it, or the MCs. But no, there's more to it. There's more to that than just the
A lot.
DJs. Absolutely. I mean, and having the bands, and I think most people don't understand is like the DJs are great. I love them. I'm friends with most of them,
Mhm.
but it's the bands that have just a different energy. And with your group, Grupo Candela, when I saw you guys at the Tri-State Dance Fest, and I'm like, man, every song, these people just keep dancing, keep dancing. And what I love is that also we talked about was the difference of, we know those groups that they're kind of ticking the time of waiting. All right, how much we have left, and then you also have those groups like yourself that feed off of the crowd's energy. So a question I have really for you is, what is like? Is there a moment you can tell when the crowd is like feeling everything, or is it kind of you just going through the motions of things?
So we do sense
Hmm.
it, because once you get into the start of the song, you start seeing, first of all, the first thing you see is the guys or the girls going to the partner and taking them out.
Hmm.
Okay, and that's natural because if they like to dance, they're gonna pick somebody out, and you start seeing them enjoying the music when you're halfway the song. When you go into the
Hmm.
mambo part, that's when we as musicians, we notice who's enjoying the sound, who's enjoying the song, who's feeling the rhythm of what we're playing because of
Hmm.
the moves they make, the face expressions, you know, and even the non-dancers, the ones that are standing on
Yeah.
the side and they're like, pretending they put a campana, and playing on the air campanas, you
Yeah.
know, they're enjoying it, and that's the great thing about live music. Okay, live music is such an amazing thing that a dancer gets to enjoy a different type of music from what the DJ plays. Nothing
Hmm.
against the DJs. DJs are amazing. I know a lot of them, and just like you, we're friends with them. They do an amazing job for the dancers out there, but they extend songs in a different way that a musician will. Okay, we just extend the mambo. We come up with cadence songs that we create on beat. I've been blessed with having Mr. Jimmy Bosch in my band, and he's an amazing creator on the spot. Where he will just give me a coro and we'll go together on the coro, and then we have the singer just do his sonel based on the coros that Jimmy created. You know, it's just a different feeling for a live musician up on stage to create. Because even though
Hmm.
what we play, some of the songs that we play are covers,
Yeah.
you know, when we get to the Sanel part, we are creating because we are making sure that the dancer keeps dancing and is enjoying this stuff to what we're playing.
Mm. And so realizing now just kind of what it takes or what those feelings are during the essence of it all really, now if we kind of could take it back, where did the concept or the like feeling of I want to have a band come about? Because we know a lot of people, like there are moments it's like I'm seeing
Yeah.
an avenue for this, but for you, like how did you get involved in creating a band?
So it all started about 8 years ago.
Mm,
Uh, I had a great friend who, he's no longer with us, by the name of Mr. Mike Perez.
mm,
He was the piano player of an amazing band. And at that time, I was a lyricist. I would like write lyrics. Um, Mr. Mike Perez one day, came up to me. He's like, "Yo, why don't you come to our studio and maybe we could put one of your songs into effect." At that time, he was playing with another band called the name of Swing Sabroso. They're still playing, the
mhm,
amazing band. Um, so the owner of that band called me to his house. We went. I wrote 3 songs for him. He enjoyed them. They were gonna put them on a CD, and then all of a sudden, the gentleman passed away.
mhm,
Okay, so when that happened, the band that they were playing broke up, and Mike Perez created his own band. And he told me, why don't you do choros for us? We need a chorista. Why don't you do choros? Now, I wasn't a singer. I wasn't a chorista. I wasn't a singer. My thing
mhm,
was just writing. But when he gave me this opportunity, I decided to take the opportunity, and not only that, but I wanted to learn. So I started taking some vocal lessons. I started taking, I did my homework on some of the lyrics, writing soneos and stuff like that, because I wanted to make sure that what I was doing it right. And I started singing for his band. I did chorus for 4 years, and then in my past, I used to promote clubs in the past, so I was good at promoting.
mm,
Um, so that's when I decided to take a little over the management part of that band. Getting gigs, creating contracts, creating a website, business cards, contract, all that stuff.
mhm,
So the band, little by little, started growing. Based on that, we started getting more gigs. We quadrupled the number of gigs when on my second year. So we started doing good. My friend passed away last year in June. When he passed away, the band disintegrated. Now, it disintegrated only on my side, meaning
mhm,
that I wasn't no longer part of that band.
mhm,
Okay, the band is still playing. They're an amazing band. You can find them. They still performing in different locations in New Jersey. And I decided, I wanted to keep my promise. When my friend passed away, I was like, you know what? I want to keep the fact that you gave me the opportunity to have a band. I want to keep my promise to you that I'm going to continue with my band, even if
mm,
it's not the same name of the band that you had.
yeah,
You know, I I was completely blessed with a lot of people that enjoy working with me, and I'm talking about musicians.
mhm,
Mr. Jimmy Bosch, um, incredible musician. Um, who wouldn't love to have this gentleman? He's still playing for a lot of different bands. He has his own band. As a matter of fact, he's going to be on tour soon in Japan. But when I stopped working with that band, he told me, "Listen, whatever you do, don't put your head down. Just keep your head up and do what you do best. Promote, and when you get gigs, the musicians are going to come to you." And that's exactly what happened. I started working on my website first. Then I started working on my paperwork, contracts and all that stuff. I started calling my old contacts from, the contacts that I acquired when I was in my previous band.
mhm,
And they started giving me opportunities. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to continue calling my guys. And if they want to work with me, they work with me. And if they don't, then I get another musician. And that's exactly what happened. You know,
mm,
um, I got Mr. Jimmy Bosch. I got my bass player by the name of Rafael Parejas, who's from Germany. He's actually
Mm,
Peruvian, but he lived in Germany for 10 years. He has his own band in Germany and here in Jersey. Um, I have an amazing singer that came from Cuba, lived in Canada, and now resides here in New Jersey, by the name of Angel Contreras. Amazing vocalist, and also puts an amazing show when we perform. And one of my best friend, the person that married me, Jamie Feliciano, he's a bongero, amazing musician from Passaic. Um, and so on. People just started, like, I want to work with you. I want to, I want to be in your band. I don't care what you name it. As long as you get us work, we want to work with you. And that's exactly how it happened.
mm,
I started getting a lot of gigs, and I started calling people, and I was like, yep, I'm there. And we did a couple of rehearsals. I used a couple of songs that we had charts. I ordered more songs. I wanted to be a little bit different from what I was doing, from
mhm.
another, from the other band. And we made it happen. We did our first gig. My first gig was April 8th of this year.
Mm,
Okay. And I did it in New Brunswick. Thank you to a gentleman by the name of Danny Joshua from Scarlet Mambo. He gave me an opportunity, and we blew off from there. As soon as we did that gig, we got two more gigs of word of mouth. We got two
mm,
more gigs from people that have seen us perform for other events. We got Tri-State. um, Tri-State gave me the opportunity after, we performed last year, but I told him that I was no longer with that band. And he was like,
mhm.
well, I hired you last year. I didn't hire the band. You come with whoever you have. As long as your band is great, we're going to let you perform. And I sent them videos of my performance. It was like, you're my band, So little by little, I started building up my name. And it didn't, it helped a lot, the fact that I have amazing musicians.
Yes, but I also think too is that just from hearing your story is that your vision or what you want to come out of like kind of your journey, you're really putting forth all of the effort. Like you said, with the trials and tribulations of working in the past with past groups, but
Mhm.
even now you're still reinventing yourself, but also having the same musicians you knew from the past saying, "Hey, I
Yes.
trust you." Because that's a big thing, especially working in a team aspect is that trust factor,
Yes.
but even more when realizing that in a band, and I think a lot of dancers that I've talked to don't understand. For me, being a videographer, watching everything from the dancers that are
Mhm.
dancing to your music to you on stage, everybody on that stage has to be in unison.
Yes.
Everybody, because it takes one wrong note, it takes one cable to come out of the socket,
Oh, yeah.
it
That
takes
happened.
one, and the thing is, people don't realize like, hey, it can sometimes affect the flow of the atmosphere, but to see really your reinvention from when I met you last year till this year, I mean, it's seamless. It's like they say,
Yes.
you haven't skipped the beat,
Yes. On
and
all. But the best part about it is that when you work with professionals,
mhm,
you're gonna get a professional job done. Okay. These guys and I say this all the time. Whenever I start performing, I introduce myself first. Okay. And then I always make sure that I let everybody know that the guys behind me are amazing musicians by the name of Grupo Candela. Because these guys, they're not regulars. Okay. I've been blessed because when I get on gigs, they come, so they look like they're regulars in my band because they keep coming to perform. They enjoy the vibe.
mhm,
Okay. When you have a good vibe with a group of guys, they enjoy working with each other. They keep coming. But these
yeah,
gentlemen, they play with everybody else. Jimmy Bosch, like I said, he has his own band. He performs in high levels. He's international. He has 50 years in this business.
mm,
Okay. Angel Contreras from Cuba. He traveled the world. This gentleman traveled the world, and he's been singing with amazing bands from Cuba, from Canada, here in the U.S. Um, Eric Pisa, my conguero. Okay, this guy is an Academy Award, He's a Grammy winner. You
Mm.
know, he plays with Bernie Williams, the
Oh
baseball player for the
yeah.
Yankees. Okay, he plays in his band. You know, and as soon as they say, "Hey, listen, I have a gig on this day," they're like, "I'm there." You
Mm.
know, for me, it melts my heart because I feel so good at the fact that they, without hesitation, they want to play with me.
Mm.
You know, and I'm new at this. My job is as a promoter. I'm great at it. You know, I could talk to a person and sell, my band, but it's easier to sell the band when you have that talent behind you, you know,
Yes.
and, it's an amazing feeling when they say, yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people that don't know who they are.
Hmm.
So I make them study, I make them Google it. And then, once they Google it, they're like, oh, okay, we need to talk to you,
So,
you know? So,
no, I agree, and it was something too. I still remember at Tri-State, when I was filming, you said something really important that I believe Mario B had said
oh,
about
yes.
having the bands and how crucial it is because I think too, and this kind of leads into my next question for you, because you of your previous experience working in the club scene, and I believe this is in New Jersey, correct?
Yes.
And New Jersey has such a rich history from the salsa dancers,
My God.
from the
It's crazy.
bands, from the artists. But really, the dynamic or the atmosphere compared to a festival that may be, through the city, compared to like an event at a salsa congress. For
Hmm.
me, my question really to you is like, have you noticed a different change or a different dynamic, or is the atmosphere exactly the same between those type of?
From the stage point of view,
Yes, meaning like when you're going to an event that's not a salsa dancing crowd, it's kind of just the people that are just there to enjoy the music. Do you feel the energy is different, or it's really the same?
well, it's, to be honest, it's kind of the same.
Hmm.
The only difference is that in a Congress, you get to see more people dancing because they go there for that. They go there to enjoy dancing. Now, they're, like I said, the non-dancers, they stand around and they enjoy the music and they want to sing with you. They want to, play the air campanas and be part of you as you're
Hmm.
performing. In a festival, it's a different feeling because you get to see the faces, look, the eyes looking at you. They're not
Mm.
dancing, they're looking at you and they're enjoying what you're playing. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a few dancing groups here and there, a few couples dancing, but the people looking at you and they're enjoying the music, it feels so good when you're up on stage, because you could tell that they're enjoying what you're playing.
Mm.
So it's two different feelings, okay, but they both enjoy the same way.
Absolutely. And so even too, as you said, your wife and your daughter, they're both dancers. I believe out of the
Yes.
MDN dance company family out there. Do they have kind of a favorite song of yours that they love hearing at events?
From in the events, yes. So there's a song that I sing with where I use my sonels. I mention
Hmm.
my wife a lot, and once I mention her name, she knows exactly, that it's going to her, and she looks at me and she starts, with a little sign. My daughter is more of a dancer, so she loves every song. She just goes up there and starts dancing.
Hmm.
I try when I do festivals and stuff like that. I try to bring up a stage a lot. Um,
Okay.
they try to show off a lot, you know. But my wife and my daughter, they're totally different because one loves to dance while
Mm.
I play, the other one enjoys while I play. Don't
Ah,
get me wrong.
see,
Sometimes she takes out there and somebody takes her out and she goes dancing, but she enjoys watching me be up on stage. The other
yeah.
one likes to be on stage to dance. You
And
know?
that's amazing that you said that because I always tell people too at events, especially with a band, it is okay to literally, if you want, stand on the wall and just observe and enjoy that moment of the artistry. But it's also just as important and just as great to be the ones dancing
Oh
because
yeah.
I tell you this is that I think too what many people love the bands, but also the biggest thing for certain people is endurance. And what I mean endurance is there are certain bands that play
Express
10,
some.
15, 7. Like I tell you this, the craziest song ever, in my opinion, is Aguanile. To
Oh,
the amount of versions that I've heard when the movie came out, El Cantante, I remember every Congress played it 6, 7 times and it was, hey, it's a lot. I mean, and listen, we as dancers, we got some endurance there, but hey, there's certain songs that like, whew, I'm gonna have to take a little breather. I'm gonna have to. But for you, do you have a favorite song of yours that like if somebody says, hey, we want you at our event, but we only want one song played. Is
yeah.
there a song that just comes to mind?
Yes. So before I get into that song, I
Mm-hmm.
want to explain to you what I did with my band when it came to the long songs.
Yeah.
Okay. I call my wife my manager because whenever whenever I come up with an idea or I want to discuss something, I tell her and she'll give me 10 different directions, but she'll
Mm.
give me one direction to follow, which is the must. Okay. So I always follow her things, even though sometimes I feel like we're bumping heads on it, but I
Mm.
always follow the things that she says because she's looking at it as a dancer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at it as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we have conversations of like I say, a song, I want to put up a new song. She was like, "Oh no, that's too old. Nobody knows about it," you know. But at the same time, she was also giving me, she also has mentioned, "Oh, the songs are too long," which is correct because I have a lot of people telling me, "Oh, don't make the song 9 minutes. Make them 6 or 7 minutes.
But
Make them
to
shorter."
say it like that, like don't make the song nine. Like,
Exactly. So, and some of the locations in New York when we perform, like I'll give you a perfect example: Gonzalez and Gonzalez. Okay,
yes.
they want you to sing 5 to 6 minute songs because they want more songs performed during the night, during the two sets. Same thing with Copa. Copa does the same thing. They
Mm.
they don't want no commercials. They don't want, oh yeah, thank you. My name is this. No, they don't want. They just want you to go up there and they want you to sing. Okay. So, and they want you to sing 5 minute songs, which
Yeah.
in reality comes to like 6 songs in one set, 6 songs in the second set, which is 30 minutes. Okay.
Got it.
So, but at the same time, in Congresses, it's a little different because
Mm.
in Congress, people want to dance. And when there's a song that they dance, like the one that we play and we go off at it. And I had a teacher in high school who said, sometimes when you go out there and you start with a Star Spangled Banner, people start getting, like bored, and they start dazing out and they want to fall asleep. But when you see, like, he gave us an example. If you go to a Tina Turner concert, she's gonna come out with a bang. She's
Yeah.
not gonna come out with something slow. She's gonna come out with a bang. So whenever we perform, we
Mm-hmm.
always come out with a bang. And there's one song that we always come out with, and it's called Dime si llegué a tiempo. Okay. Listen, when we play this song, people go insane. They love the song, they enjoy the way we perform it. And then when we give Jimmy the solo, or we give the trumpet player a solo, or we give the conguero a solo,
Mm-hmm.
people notice this song and they ask for it because it's such a bang song. It is such a danceable song. So we always use it to begin any project of ours, any event that we do. That's the song that we go to get everybody hype and then
Mm-hmm.
just take it from there. We don't have any slow songs. Okay. In the band, I've learned through my past experience that when you give when you start fast and you go slow, you
Mm-hmm.
know, people don't want to slow down. They want to continue dancing, you know.
Mm.
So don't get me wrong, musicians get tired. So maybe once here and there we'll break into a cha 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 or something just a little bit slower than the one we play.
Yeah.
But every single song that we play in my band, they're all fast.
Mm.
They're all fast because we hyped up there, and we want to see people hyped as well. and we
Yeah.
want to see the spinning and the double spin, the triple spins, and it just makes us go crazy up there watching everybody enjoy our music. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, even when I was there at Tri-State, the amount of footage that I have that I still haven't even put out yet from
Oh my god,
just people dancing to
dude, that little
you
clip you
guys'
sent me is
songs.
magic, man.
Listen, I mean, just that alone, that was just a sample size. And for me, it really made me happy to see events bringing back bands and not
Okay.
just the same bands, because there was so many years that I just kept seeing this, in my opinion, I just kept seeing the same bands. But
Mhm.
also, too, what I loved is that I felt like y'all as a group, but you and the other singer were really engaging with the audience that was there just watching, even from the people below. And I'm like, yes, this is what we
We make
need.
contact. We make contact.
Yes. And you don't want it to make it feel like I can't reach you. I mean,
Yeah.
and the thing is, again, people have to realize, I mean, most people don't understand, congresses or festivals 10 years ago, yesterday's price is not today's price. And we have we have to understand is that I stress to people all the time, you're not going to pay the same price of $75 and $95 for a full pass to a Congress and event. You have to realize there's budgets, there's overheads, there's a lot of things that it entail.
And I'm
And
glad that you brought that up because whenever they ask us for a quote, or request a quote and we give the numbers, they scream like we're. Asking for millions,
mhm.
But at the same time, once we say yes, and then we start seeing what they're charging at the door, we're like, wait a second, look at all these people. They just came in, okay, to at your event to see us. And then when we gave you a prize, you're like, listen,
and and
I
it's
enjoy all the promoters out there, all the people that I've worked with. They understand. They
mhm,
understand the process, and that's one of the reasons Jeff has done an amazing job with Tri-State.
mhm,
Okay, and he understands. Him and Abel, they understand, and that's why when we talk, we don't even talk about money. He already knows what it takes to bring a band. He quotes himself, okay, because he knows that what we're gonna provide to him, it's an amazing show. You
absolutely.
know,
And that's the difference because and me learning the business at a young age, realizing that again there are some promoters that we understand want to cut corners. We understand they rather go with the DJ than the live band to save money. But in reality, what Jeff is doing and what other organizers are doing is bringing back the bands. They're
yes,
realizing that, yeah,
and I
these
love
dancers, yeah, and because
I love
again,
that. And not just for my band, but for the other live bands. Live music, man, it's an amazing thing. I remember when I was younger, and my dad, he loved to listen to music.
mhm,
Okay. And there's nothing like live music is just an amazing thing. And people need to understand that even though DJs are great, don't get me wrong, DJs are amazing nowadays, and they're putting amazing music out there, and they could reach out to different music
mhm,
that sometimes by request, by people requesting that they could do. But a live band on stage is a total different animal for the feeling that you get when you dance. Okay,
mhm,
and people need to continue to promote live bands, not just local bands like ours. Okay, even though we're not a local band anymore, with the
yeah,
names that we have, we're not a local. But a Gran Combo, they've been 50 years in the industry, and they're still putting out great music. Gilberto Santa Rosa, he's still putting amazing music. You know, and there's new musicians out there, coming out that
mhm,
107. There's a new band called by 107 and Park. Awesome band. You know, Live bands. It's something that needs to be not forgotten,
yeah.
and it needs to be enjoyed. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what's interesting enough before we get into one of our last segments was doing my research and then realizing your managing skills. I believe you served about 5 years in the U.S. Army. Am I correct?
Sir.
And and again, at first, I have to say thank you for your service.
Thanks.
And and the reason I even bring that up is because to be able to, and your group is pretty large. I'm saying is about around 10 members, close to.
10 members. Yep.
And realizing is that me myself in the military, I understand the focus of management
Hmm.
and understanding that it's a lot easier, as we've talked to, like for 10 people to deal with one person than for one person to deal with 10 people, 10 different
Yes.
personalities, 10 different focus points. And the question that I actually have is because I've had people ask me, like, they know that I talk to bands and they know that I talk to different artists. So a question I have is, what does it take to manage a band?
Patience. A
Mm.
lot of patience. And I'm not talking about the musicians, okay?
Hmm.
Because, like I said before, I've been blessed with. I'm in my group right now. I've been blessed with amazing guys. I right now I don't even consider them as musicians. Musicians, I consider them more as family because
Mm.
we do a lot of things together. Don't get me. We are in the same location for 3 to 4 hours every event that we do. And we gotta be in sync, coordinated, and make sure that we are all listening to what the director is saying, so we could perform for the people that are watching us.
Mm.
Okay, and that takes patience. I don't have much to be honest. Okay, but I get little snugs here and there from my wife. Come down, don't put that face, smile, do this, and and that helps, and that
Yeah.
helps. But it does help a lot when you work with professionals. Okay,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
when you have a professional and you tell them something and they do it without hesitation, even
Yeah.
if you're wrong, or even if it is so much easier. Okay. And I have 9 professional guys on stage all the time that love what they do, not for the money, because I'll be completely honest, we don't live for this. We don't
Yeah.
live for the money that we make. We don't get rich out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of the guys call it play money. Okay. But we enjoy being on stage, making people have fun and enjoy what we're playing. And for
Mm.
that, that's what makes us being, satisfied while we're on stage, you know. And it only takes professional guys and a lot of patience, you know.
Again, it's not easy because realizing whether it's the dates, whether it's to have everybody on the
Mhm.
same page coming to an event rather than, oh, I can't come or I can't come. And dealing with a team, it's not easy, but especially having a band and making sure that every piece is there, every piece is moving, everybody's on the same notes, everybody's on the same song. Because I'm seeing it, I'm like, I'm on stage with you guys and I'm like, oh, they're on the iPad switching to the songs. I'm like, wow, I'm actually watching the transition from one song to a next. I see when you're looking at Angel and I'm like, oh, this they're about to go to the next song and I'm like, wow, I'm actually being able to really see the whole process. So, a question really that I have now for you is being able to really kind of now step into the salsa world in a sense for you.
Mhm.
What are some things that you want to see more of happening in the salsa world as you're going through the motions of things of being a manager of a live band?
So I see right now, I see a lot of socials. Okay,
Hmm.
and a lot of socials has taken the place of clubs that we had back in the days.
Hmm.
Okay. Now they both had the pros and the cons, you know, and but a club back in the days, they would bring artists every other week or every other, third week, and you had the opportunity to enjoy those artists, and you will go to the club just to see those artists.
Mm.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some of the socials, bring some, not high end names, but some of the local. We have a lot of amazing local bands, man. I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but the people right now is like They provide, they don't provide, they get a DJ, and they figure that with the DJ they could do the entire night. you
Yeah.
know Sometimes it would be nice to like break up the atmosphere by bringing a live band
Hmm.
and having the people enjoy the live band, and the music that they play. And I'm not saying just one band. Like I said, there's a lot of amazing bands in Jersey, in New York. you
Hmm.
know we get called, and this is now speaking for my band. We get called more from Philly and
Mm.
Connecticut, okay, than what we do in Jersey. Okay. And in Jersey, in New York, we have amazing dancers. Okay. But the club, when we go to socials abroad, they enjoy what we're playing. I'm pretty sure that if they enjoy what we're playing here in Jersey, in New York, they gotta enjoy what we're playing. Now, don't get me wrong; they do enjoy when we do a festival, when we do a congress. But
Hmm.
you know, I'll give you a perfect example. We did a social for MDM.
Yes.
It wasn't really a social; it was actually a birthday party for Miss Diana Osorio,
Hmm.
and people enjoyed it. People had an amazing time, you know, and we would like to see more of that,
Hmm.
come our way, and be able to stay local as well, instead of going different places. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
you know,
No, it's interesting you say that because sometimes people don't like. I've had that instance of me being a videographer stationed in New York, but most of my work now comes from outside of New York. I'm
yeah,
traveling different cities now, and it's an appreciation thing. There is no for
exactly.
me. I don't take it. I never take it personal. It's always business, and
Yeah,
realizing
well, it's
too.
the same way. It's the same way, but it'll be nice,
Oh, absolutely,
your
absolutely.
crowd, your people, your hometown, the people that follow you, you know, to be in, local social. And,
Hmm.
there's a lot of great socials here in Jersey, man. There's a lot of great socials in New York,
Yeah.
and, my wife attends them, my daughter attends them, I go with them, you know, and all you hear is DJ, change the music here, put another song, let's break that let's break that up a little, and let's put some flavor on with a a live band, and have them perform. I know that it's gonna cut out of somebody's pocket, but it'll be nice. It'll be nice.
Absolutely. I like that. I like that. All right. Lastly, to two of my final questions. It's this one I had actually. So, if you could perform in a new country, meaning is if there's a country you've never been able to go to and perform at, what
Mhm.
country would that be?
So, Mr. Jimmy Bosch, every time we have conversations, uh, so, by the way, Mr. Jimmy Vaz is such an incredible person, such a humble person, fun guy to hang out with and to
Hmm.
talk to. Okay. But when he starts talking about his trajectory, his lives, his performances, the people he performed with, you know, I would love, for me personally, to take my band. I would love to go to Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of places that Jimmy has mentioned. Japan. He's been in Japan. He's been in Germany. He's going now to Australia. He just came back from Colombia. Every time we talk about different places, we always come back to Puerto Rico.
Mm.
Okay. I love Puerto Rico so much. My wife and I got married there.
Oh,
Okay.
beautiful.
And we it's it's just a different, and it's like you get out of the airport and you feel salsa.
Oh, yeah, I mean, besides the salt water from the
Yes.
beaches and the food that's right
But you
across the high.
feel,
Yeah.
it's like as soon as you come out of the airport, you're in your head, you're already thinking Gran Coma, you know? And for me, it will be an amazing thing to take my band and perform in Puerto Rico.
Mm.
It's
Well,
just my goal. My goal is that. I could go anywhere. Like right now, we're working on a project to see if we could go to Colombia and to see if we could go to Ecuador right now. So those are
mhm.
two things that we are on the works. But if I could go to Puerto Rico with my band, I'm good. I'll be like,
Mm,
okay, I'm I'm set.
okay.
You know how many musicians, amazing salsa bands have performed in La Plaza?
Oh
How
yeah.
many how many have performed in congresos? How many have performed? My first congreso in Puerto Rico was about 16 years ago. My first band, El Gran Combo.
Mm.
And
Was this at the Puerto Rico Salsa Congress?
yep, yep.
Oh,
And yeah, Condado, not Condado, Caribe
Condado?
Hilton.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I know exactly. Hotel
So,
Caribe. Yes.
dude, how do you go wrong to that? You know,
I
and
mean,
for
it's
me
you know
to
it.
hit a stage like that in Puerto Rico, I'll be golden, man. I'll be
Mm,
my heart would be full.
I see. I definitely see that happening. All right. Now
Oh
it
man.
brings us. It's interesting because many people would say, like you said, Japan, Australia,
Mhm.
Colombia, different parts of the world, but a place that really is so close to us with Puerto Rico and that essence and that tradition. I mean, definitely, I definitely see Puerto Rico as a destination for y'all in the future. And now it kind of leads me really now into my last question, and I really feel like our discussion we had today is going to be much larger in the future since we've met last year at Tri-State, seeing each other again at this Tri-State, being able to have you on this platform. My goal as well is to do this even publicly and us have a much larger and deeper conversation. But
Mhm.
really, lastly, my question to you is, and I was really like thinking about this was, as a band and the experiences that you've had with the people, because again, your audience is most important, the atmosphere. Really, lastly, what are your do's and don'ts for the
Okay.
audience in regards to their interactions with the band?
Okay. So with a band, we're not DJs. Okay. So when you come to the stage and you're like, "Oh, play this,"
Yeah.
dude, that kills us. Because
Ah,
we have a repertoire of songs. Okay. In my repertoire for my band, we have about 16 to 25 songs.
yeah.
Okay. And when you come out from out of nowhere and you're like, "Yo, play this song," and you're like, "It's not in my repertoire." One of the things that we do as a band, remember, you see them with the iPad, they read what we're
Mm-hmm.
playing. Now, don't get me wrong, some of these guys have been doing it for such a long time. Sometimes they don't read fully the notes, they just play by ear. But if you want to be in sync, they have to read.
Yes.
If we don't have the musical note for that particular song, one, we can't play.
Yeah.
But then you requesting it, you requesting it, it makes us feel bad because that is something that you want to enjoy. And we want to do everything possible for you to enjoy your moment at that location. And if
Mm-hmm.
we can play it for you, it makes it, for me at least, it makes me feel bad, you know.
Mm.
But that should be a don't for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Don't ever do that. Don't do that. I do. There's a lot of one of the things that we enjoy whenever we finish our last set
Hmm.
is when they ask for another one.
Yes. Yeah, I think
Okay.
what we were trying to say when it was like otra. Oh, yep.
Yes. We enjoy that. Okay. And the reason that we enjoy that is because you're showing to us that what we play
Hmm.
was so good that you just want to continue the party, you know, and you want another song to continue enjoying it. Okay. My guys love that. Okay. But when they don't do it, it's like, okay, time to wrap up, time to go. But it's like they wait for that moment. It's like a curtain call for us,
Yeah.
and it's better than an applause. It's better than when you get paid. It's better than a good comment. It it's it's just a feeling that you get that is so good. You just want to do another song, and we
Mm.
always say one song for that particular occasion, just to be able to when they ask it to play for them.
Mm. I love that. I love that. And again, I thank you for just giving me some words of wisdom, some gems there. And now really kind of at the conclusion of our talk again, like I said earlier, was this is really more of like an introductory into
Yeah.
really the life of a
Dude, I
manager.
love talking to you, man. When we were on Strike State and you started interviewing me, I was like, this is so cool. Your questions were amazing, and I was like so gung ho, and I was introducing my band, and I was like, oh yeah, this feels so good. And when
I
you know
yeah.
when you told me about this one, I was like, heck yeah, man, why miss this opportunity with you, man, and meeting your baby and all
Yeah,
that,
thank you.
before and after.
Yeah, I know.
you know,
Literally, it literally is. But it for me again having these moments that I can connect because many people who don't know me being in this industry when I was very young as a dancer, growing, and now transitioning to being the visual artist now of like capturing those moments, I think is so imperative because I want the person who's thinking about coming to an event to understand or really see the insides of what happens from the workshops, the showcases, the private lessons, the bands, the DJs. I want people to understand that the full throttle of everything. And again,
that's
being
why this is the place to be.
absolutely. This is the place to be because again here my goal is bringing artists together and having
Yeah.
people like you share your stories because again, years from now people will listen to the music, but how many people can say like they heard from Eric from the as they say the horse's mouth and
Yep.
understand it, cuz again, many people may not realize that you have a beautiful family, a wife and a daughter that dance and you have a band you've been managing for many years and realizing that this is really just the beginning and I think
Yes.
it's again it's really important that for me to highlight these stories of artists like you. It's very important for me because again years down the line people can watch this and see this and learn a little bit more about Eric than they did before. But at least before we do go, I would love to know if you can give us some information on your band and what do you guys have coming up next?
So right now we have so tomorrow Saturday is my mom's birthday, so we're doing a nice little
Congrats,
celebration.
congratulations.
80 years old. We're
Okay.
gonna do a nice little shebang for her. So I'm bringing my band over. So it's a kind of a private event. But on Sunday we're gonna be on Bloomfield Avenue in Newark. We're gonna be opening up for Grupo Mania. It's a big festival, guys. So if you guys, we're gonna be there from 2 to 5. But the event is gonna be from 12 to 9 o'clock at night. So come out and join us. If you want to know more about upcoming events for us, you could always visit our website to the event site section of the website, Candela Entertainment. Candela is Kndela Entertainment.com. Or you could always visit our social media at Candela Entertainment, both on Facebook and Instagram. We always put up flyers of the events that we're going to be doing outdoors, wait for you guys to come in. We have a lot of things coming up in at the end of August and the beginning of September.
Mm,
We're going to be performing in New York as well, in Gonzalez and Gonzalez. But yeah, we got a lot of things coming up. Um, it'd be nice to see, you guys come out and look at us. My band has been together for 4 months, guys. And I am so happy at the feedbacks that we've been getting, the invitations to the events that we've been getting. Um, you know, we're moving. And
mm,
that's important for us because that means that you guys like what we're doing. And our faces are being shown in different locations by our name, which is Candela. We
mm.
just want to bring fire to you guys.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, again, my name is Diamond D, and this is the place to be podcast with the one and
It
only
is.
Eric Cabanilla from Grupo Candela. People, hashtag support the band, support your live bands. We
Yes.
need more of them at our congresses and festivals. They give
Yes.
that
Yes.
fire like Grupo Candela. And guys, it was great talking to you. Make sure
Dude,
you
it's
check
always
out.
amazing talking to you, bro. I
Uh,
love talking to you. And, for me, it's an amazing feeling. My family loves you. And, I'm so happy that we did this, man.
Thank you, man. Absolutely. Trust me, this is just the beginning, guys. So again, Stay tuned. We got some more stuff cooking and working. We'll see y'all. Take care. Peace.